to be the hero, but turned into the villain. Something like the Penguin, never like Bruce Wayne. I came from the gutter, not addicted to the fame, but the streets know my name, beat them at their own game. 20 years later, claim the head of the table. I'm my brother's keeper, but more Cain than Abel. Eliminate your brother and I'm the tribal boss. Murder so many tribes, call it tribe Lord Ross. It's a scary story, son, and all these rappers sending in the morgue. Never did it for the glory or the hot taste, did it for Grandma Ruby, who said I was special right out the gate. So continue to hate when you failed to see. You took your best shot and you bricked your three. The BSO legacy like the Bulls dynasty. My G, it looks like you need some milk. Let me call RG3. These are facts, not feelings. 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 It's the Headline King Robert Littal. Imagine your significant other, your wife, your husband, your girlfriend, your side chick, your mistress, whatever, or your family, your mom, your dad, your brother, your sister, your cousin. Imagine if they were being held hostage in a Brooklyn basement. Jack Bauer's not around to save you. And the kidnappers call you on the phone and say, if you want your family to be safely returned, you have to bet on one game. You have to bet your life on if the Cincinnati Bengals can beat the Denver Broncos. Whoever wins the game, that will determine if your family lives. Who would you bet on? Would you bet on the team with the better record? Or would you bet on the Bengals? Because they have Joe Burrow. I bet you a lot of you would bet on the Bengals. To save your family. To get them out of the Brooklyn basement. Does that mean that we should take the Broncos out of the playoffs? I mean, clearly, for some of you, the Bengals are a better team, even though they have a worse record, even though they have more losses, even though they've had opportunities to have a better record than the Broncos, and they have failed. But because you believe that they are the better team, should we just take out the Broncos and insert the Bengals in the playoffs based off what you believe? Based off what you believe would happen? You see how stupid that sounds? That's exactly how you sounded this weekend after the college football playoff games, when you're complaining about Miami, Alabama, South Carolina, Ole Miss. That's how you sound. You sound like it doesn't matter who won more games. It doesn't matter what their record is, because you believe they should be in the playoffs. It should be. That's how dumb you sound. Not in any other sport would someone say, this team that went 11-1 should be eliminated because this other team went 9-3, but we just like them better. We just know more about them. They have a greater history. At this point, what's the point of playing the games then? Just put in all the teams that you like. Who cares who's 11-1 or 10-2 or who won their conference championships? And we just gonna do it. Just put in who you like. Hell, Colorado should be in there. We like Deion, or you hate Deion. Deion moves the needle though. So who cares if they lost to Nebraska, if they lost to Kansas? They weren't in their conference championship game. We going off vibes. We going off who we want to see. We going off who we think looks better. We going off who has the better uniforms. Get rid of Arizona State. Who wants to see Arizona State? Nobody wants to see a Sun Devil. Who wants to see Buffalo? Yeah, that's how stupid you sound. I see what you're doing. I see what you're doing, and I don't like it. I don't like it, even though I understand it. I see what you're doing with Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson. You've been doing it since the day that they both declared for the NFL draft. From the day that people were telling Lamar Jackson that he should be a wide receiver and that he couldn't pass, and Josh Allen was a physical specimen that you can coach up. You've been doing it since day one. You've been doing it since day one. And you're doing it now, and it's pissing me off. It's pissing me off. You know why it's pissing me off? Let me tell you something. Josh Allen, incredible quarterback. One of my favorite quarterbacks to watch in the NFL. You trying to make me not like him because you're trying to do the whole black and white thing. You're trying to do the whole Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese thing. You want this subset, this section of fans not to like Josh Allen. You're trying to turn him into a prop. I like Josh Allen. Always have. Seems like a very nice guy. Clearly has good taste in women. You're trying to get me not to like him. But they had never, and the Rob means never, counted total TDs as a QB stat into Josh Allen. It's a fact. Go back and watch it. Go back and watch it. Go back to Michael Vick. Go back to any quarterback that got a lot of rushing TDs. They never, when they would include a graphic, say total TDs, passing yards, and interceptions before Josh Allen. They called a Josh Allen interception this weekend an arm punt instead of just calling it what it was, an interception. They crowned him. R.I.P. Dennis Green. They crowned him. The MVP with games still to play. And then they wonder why people called him out on it. Don't get me wrong. Lamar Jackson, just because he's black, that doesn't mean that he can't be criticized. But the criticism has to be fair and unbiased. I see what you're doing, ESPN. I see what you're doing, content creators. You want this to be a thing because the algorithm tells you that it should be a thing. They want to pit us against each other. They want us to butt heads. They want us to get upset. They want us to take sides instead of just saying, hey, man, we're watching some great ball. This is how media works in 2024 going into 2025. This is how it works. It's not good enough to just say you got two quarterbacks. Man, they playing great. They playing spectacular. They're putting up historic numbers. Nah, that's too positive. Has to be negative. We need some negativity in there. Well, Josh Allen did this. Well, Lamar Jackson didn't do that. Well, Josh Allen went 9 for 30. Well, Lamar Jackson lost to the Raiders. They feed off of it. There's a guy in analytics. Okay, I'm gonna tell you a little secret. Not just about ESPN, about everybody in media. There's always a guy or young lady in analytics. They're in analytics. And what they do after First Take, what they do after Speak, what they do after all these shows, what they do after the your boy posted a video on YouTube, what they do is they look at these analytics and they say, hey man, if you use the words Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson in the segment goes up like that. The segment goes up like that. We need to do that more. So they write up their report. More Josh Allen, more Lamar Jackson. People on Twitter, let's see, man. If I say something bad about Lamar Jackson, or if I say something bad about Josh Allen, or I put them together, man, instead of 5 likes, I got 500. Instead of making $6 from Elon, I made $16. Oh, let me do some more of that. Let me type some more of that in. Analytics, the algorithm. I don't like it. I don't. I didn't like it with Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. I don't like it with Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen. I don't like it anytime they try to make something that is pure as sports into some sort of racial narrative. Is there a racial component? Of course. Of course. Black quarterback always going to be seen a little differently than a white quarterback. Those are facts, not feelings. Those are facts, not feelings. But both Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen have been in the league long enough, have accomplished more than enough that we're past that. We know that they're both ballers. We know they both can be the MVP probably every single year. Any year that Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow, Patrick Mahomes, any year that they're healthy, they're going to be in MVP conversation. Speaking of Patrick Mahomes, that's what we really should be focused on. Forget this MVP talk. Who cares if we let Patrick Mahomes win a 3rd championship? It simply doesn't matter. What they're doing, though, what they're really doing, they want to set him up. Yeah, they set you up too, Josh Allen, even though you're white. You're being set up. They're setting up Lamar Jackson. They have these conversations. Who's the MVP? Who's the MVP? Who's the MVP? Who's the MVP? And then these guys got to go to Kansas City in December, in January, and win a playoff game against a guy that just, for whatever reason, unless he's facing Tom Brady, always seems to figure it out and win. Don't be fooled, people. It's my job to tell you what they're doing to you. They want you to hate Lamar Jackson. They want you to hate Josh Allen. They want you to fight with each other because all that does is put money in their pocket, not yours. I was going to say stay woke, but they stole that phrase.